Students, are there any of you who did either OM, Odyssey of the Mind, or DI, Destination Imagination? Anyone? Just a few, so some of you know what it is. So that's good. The rest of you have something else to learn. So we're here to show you some of the skills of some of the students that we work with. We've been doing this for a couple of years. And Destination Imagination is competitive problem solving of different kinds. And we're going to show you simple small problems tonight called instant challenges. And this team is good. They've been successful. We're wearing their state championship t-shirts tonight, and they're wearing their own SuperThinkers. That's the name of their team, their shirts tonight as well. So they're going to show you a lot of different things. So they'll be doing something new for you tonight that they've never done before. They're wearing wireless microphones so that you can hear them as they work through their tasks, which is a lot of something for them. So we'll see how that works for us. So you're going to be able to hear how they approach problems, how they talk about it. They're going to have to solve problems within 5 minutes using some of the things that you've seen on the stage.
Just so they've never seen this problem. It was designed especially for tonight, and they've actually never seen anything this large before. Even at Globals, nothing went up this tall, taller than themselves. This is all brand new for them as well.
Okay, so we're going to have a set of 4 formal challenges, and some of them we're actually going to have some of you from the audience participate in those as well, so we'll see how that works. Hope there's not a rush to the stage. Before we start, though, I just want to do a proto-challenge, sort of a small pretend challenge. So I need one person. I need one person. I need one person. All right, there we go. Of course, I don't have a wireless mic. What we're going to do, have you ever made a paper airplane? You can do that? Alright, so what I have is I have one sheet of paper so he doesn't get any do-overs. And there's a box at the lip of the stage there that is his target. And so I'm going to set him up. I'm going to give him a couple seconds, maybe a minute. You need a minute? To make an appropriate flying paper device to make it in. Let me show you where we're going to start. See that square there? Okay, so why don't you go hang out over in the square, take your paper, that's where you're going to have to stand to let fly your object. And so we're just going to do a little test, and we're going to, one of the SuperThinkers will come out and try the same challenge in a minute, alright? So, take as much time as you need, get started. Alright, you get a minute, no you don't. Here's him.
Yeah, all he's got to do is get in the box, right?
He's supposed to get in there?
After 30 seconds.
He's one of our...
This seems super impossible. If he can do it, that's amazing. He's got to hit in this tiny little box. So if he makes it that, I expect us to explode.
Does he get 30 seconds or does he get a minute?
We're going to give you 30 seconds only.
You ready, Rushton? Alright, your time begins now.
Oh, Rushton.
I sort of told him and asked him if he'd ever made a paper airplane before, which made him think in a certain way. So it's totally not his fault. It's totally my fault. Because I'm mean, as all of my current students are willing to say. Right? But what that is an example of, right, is this question of how do you think through a problem? When you're told that you have to construct a device out of paper to go across even an airplane, what is an airplane? You have paper. How do you achieve a particular goal? So the point of destination imagination is to think about problems in as many ways as possible and find the best answer that you can.
One of the things that we do with destination imagination, and especially with our team in particular, is most people like to build on people's strengths. Creativity really shows you what you're not good at, your weaknesses. And we think of our team and destination imagination as weakness recognizing and eradicating workshops. So when we're working with our team, we don't really focus on what they're good at. They know what they're good at. When you work with your creativity in your life, it shows you what you need to focus on, what you're afraid of, what you don't want to do. And so that's one of the things that we hope that you recognize in this, is they're working on letting their weaknesses not be quite so strong in how they come at their problem solving. It's like, for example, getting the information and actually going with it rather than thinking outside the box. Never trust your administrator.
No, don't trust me ever. Are we ready to start? Want to see what they can do? All right, let's bring them on out. We're going to bring them out, and they'll get mic'd, and so hopefully they can say hello, but we'll find out.
Well, so you've already met Rushton. Rushton, come on out. Rushton. We got Rushton Skinner. Roman Reese. Sam Johnson Roman.
Yay, Maya! Yay, Sheldon!
Except for Rushton, all of these kids are 8th graders, but they're all at Barnes not elementary school, excuse me, junior high.
All right, so are they mic'd? We just get to say hello, everybody. Hi. Not yet. Let's give them a second.
It's on.
Say hello.
Mine's on.
Hello. Now you can just talk, you don't have to.
Everybody's on.
All right, we'll see how this works. All right. So let me give them their first challenge. In these challenges, there's a set of rules and a set of scores that you can get based on how well you do. And so what generally happens is they can read it. I simplified it down a little bit, and I'll tell them the nature of their challenge, and I'll also give them a copy of the challenge to read. They'll basically have 5 minutes to try and fix whatever the solution is, and then you'll be able to see them try to demonstrate it in a very short amount of time. So we'll move fairly quickly through it. All right, are you guys ready?
Yes. Are you ready? Yes.
All right, so I'll read out to you the nature of their challenge. This challenge is called Wrecking Ball. I realize how unfortunate that is now since I wrote this a while ago. Sorry. Their task is to build a device that's suspended from that line between the two ladders and knocks over those tennis balls in that particular square. They'll have 5 minutes to use their imagination and problem-solving skills to build the device, and then 1 minute to put it in motion. So in part one, they use the materials provided, which are on this table, which includes everything from a series of plastic shopping bags, a piece of fabric, some rubber bands, that duct tape on the side, a paintbrush, all sorts of random sort of things. And so they have 5 minutes to take those materials and build a free-swing device that is attached only to the cable suspended between the ladders. They may not touch the tennis balls or test the device against the tennis balls in part one. If they touch the tennis balls, the challenge is over. They can make the device anywhere along the line and move it into position in time. After 5 minutes, one of them will stand and you can barely see that it's a taped square from which they launch their paper devices. And somebody will hold one end of the device and let it go and hope to knock over the tennis balls. And they'll get points for every tennis ball they knock outside of the square that they're in. They may have only one shot. In addition, they lose 5 points. Generally you get to 100, just like a grade. They lose 5 points for every type of material they use, more than 5. So all the bags, for example, count as one material. And at the very end, in case things go terribly wrong, they can just lose 10 points and try one more swing at the end in case it'll all work out better. Are you ready? 5 minutes?
That's enough. We can duct tape things together. It's enough. It's enough. It's enough? Yeah, it's enough. Yeah, like you tie it together so that it brings that, it builds everything will fall apart. What's the basis? What is the basis? No, it is. Yeah. So you're both yeah. So you have 4 minutes left. Should I sit tie these together? Yeah. Okay. No, she just did. First, let's do that's nice. Okay, so. This is fun. It's kind of like a more of a surface to hit more intense. That's we could just order to get away because of this one. No, it's scratches and goes down. You can just go with like that. Yeah, it's so kind of fun. 3 minutes, no meaning. Like that. The end of the tape, you can have the string inside.
But it's not completely long. It doesn't reach.
Yes, that's perfect. Maybe. That was the news. Here, hold on. There's one thing. Okay. Tapes. You can see in the middle. We're going to find the middle.
Put another way right here. Putting this on that.
We're going to find another one. Oh, yeah. We're going to find this. If we can tear a rubber band in half, we can like tie it on your end the same.
So it's more balanced. Maybe we put this and that over there.
You ready to see if it worked?
Yes.
All right.
They get 1 minute, correct?
You'll get 1 minute for this. They can take one swing at it. If they wish to lose 10 points, they can try one more time, but they can't adjust the device. So are you ready?
Are you ready?
Top wall in this part of the jump.
Yeah, sure. 1 minute entirely to decide. So if you want to get a device or whatever. 1 minute to start.
Begin now.
When you come down, like you put more forward, like
Okay, we're ready.
Come on, Rushton.
That's what Sheldon is saying. No, it's going to miss it there.
Now, if this was a realistic challenge, I'd have to come and count how many tennis balls they got out and decide how well they did. I'm sure as you were sitting there, you were thinking, oh, I would have done it this way, or they should have done this, or they should have done that, which is great, and that sounds like creativity sometimes. Some of the difficulty, though, is when you have a whole lot of you working together and you're all sure you possess the one true idea that will succeed. How do you all find a way to do it together when you're at one table full of a limited amount of resources to figure it out? That's the hard part.
And what you saw them doing is they were debating which materials, we call it hacking the problem. So they're trying to figure out how best they can maximize their materials and maximize their points. And unfortunately, their first choice, they had to kind of get rid of that hacking thing and sacrifice some points to get the balls. That's how it rolls sometimes.
All right, so we have one more challenge for them, and then we're going to have a challenge for you. All right. All right, this challenge is called Toss. Their challenge is to instruct a blindfolded team member to throw objects and land them in boxes for a score. There's a table behind them that has objects, some of which are easy to toss and some of which are hard. We will blindfold the team member who will be doing the tossing. That team member is going to stand in that taped square, the same one. They may not take off the blindfold, attempt to look around or through it, or leave the taped area. They'll get one warning and then the challenge will be over. The other team members may communicate in any fashion with the thrower to help him or her to throw objects for score. Objects may only be thrown once. Once thrown, they may not be retrieved. Team members may not touch the thrower or the objects at any time, or no points will be given for the next object thrown. Once every object has been thrown, the challenge will end. Now, these boxes are supposed to have different numbers on them for score, but that didn't quite happen, so I'll put them in different places and indicate verbally how much they are. So let's give them a couple seconds to decide who's going to be blindfolded. We'll put the blindfold on and we'll begin the challenge. Technical difficulty.
Where did we get this?
Now that he can't see, I'm moving. All right, team, here's the story. Let me do it over here, see. Should have thought of this. This box here, every object you get in this box is 5 points. Every object in this box is 10 points. Every object in this box is 20 points. And every object that's in this box is 50 points. You only score if the object lands in the box and remains in the box. If it bounces out, no score. You have 5 minutes to instruct Roman how to throw the object. You can only throw each object one time. Questions?
Not really.
Once time begins. You ready?
Are you ready, SuperThinkers? Time begins now. Oh,
Do you know the 12 o'clock?
Yes, that's too another time.
imagine you
Then
go
you
to
continue to face straight forward.
It's about 3.
Just go for 5.
Yeah, the 5-point box is about 2 to 3 yards in front of us.
We know yards.
Can it bounce in the box? That's just awesome.
We can make more duct tape balls.
We can't even let me let it go.
Actually, yes.
Maybe we need duct tape ball.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'll do that. You guys.
You have 4 minutes.
Can we start?
No, read the problem.
Which one should we aim for?
We should just do the 5 with that zone into 5.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. Okay, it
Let's
says,
end.
you will have up to 5 minutes to use your imagination and problem-solving skills to guide your glide with a teammate in throwing objects or sports. Okay, there.
You guys can start throwing whatever you want. This is your whole entire time. Shades.
Can we go behind?
Yes.
Throw toward the sound of my voice. Not that far.
And the object cannot touch you.
3 more minutes.
Right?
Right? Throw it towards the sound of my
Right
voice.
there.
No.
Oh my God. That's hard.
Okay, try your hands a little harder.
2 more minutes.
It bounced. No, wait, can I take this apart?
No.
Okay.
Roman.
See?
That was good. Yeah, just do the same thing. Here.
Let's try this one. Because there's no one that is hard. Let's not. Let's try the one that is not hard. Throw it to the direction of my voice.
Okay. Throw it too far. A little bit to left.
on, Roman.
Close.
All right, we're out of objects. Go ahead and take your blindfold off. Target boxes which I've placed. They'll have 5 minutes to use their imagination and problem-solving skills to build the device, and then 5 minutes to use their device to transport those balls into the boxes. They must build a freestanding device that is attached only to the starting table and may only touch a chair, the target boxes, or the floor. Without touching the structure itself, when they're finished with their 5-minute construction period, a team member may choose a ball. There are 10 of them on the table of different kinds. Place it in the device only on the part that touches the start table. The device should be touching one of the chairs. It may be touching a target box or the floor. The ball, hopefully, will roll down the device and end up in the target box. If the ball touches or lands in the target box but rolls out, it is not counted for score. There are 10 different balls. Each ball may be used only once for each target box. A team does not have to use every ball. The team may announce in that 5-minute period movement. They may all touch the device to move it to another chair that has not yet been used and another target box that has not yet been used. They may also then retrieve the balls and try again. When ready, everyone will stop touching the device. The procedure of dropping balls will begin again. And if they wish, they may try it if they have time, the third time in that 5 minutes. And they get a series of points. 10 points if they have a device. 1 point for each ball that lands and remains in the closest target box, there. 2 points, 20 points maximum, for each ball that lands in the next one. And 40 points if they're able to move it and get it to land it again. Questions? You may not move the chairs or the boxes.
What about the table?
Your task is using these. You may not move the table. The table is made here using this cardboard, all this randomness here, to build something that will transport these balls to a box.
So can we hold the cord?
It must be freestanding and instrument. It's like I said, I jumped it. 5 minutes to build the device. So we'll go into this one. If you wish, you may, after that time, move it to another one and try to roll balls together. You don't have to go choose what kind of score.
That's fine. The box is exactly.
Are you ready? Yeah. 5 minutes. You think they can do it?
Your time begins now.
Touch that.
It's about the chair. So that's good idea.
So that the ball will roll on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
4 minutes remaining.
Make a draw. Well, freeze.
You can touch the floor though. It said it can touch the floor. Your drop can touch the floor, but next time you can't be able to hold it and let it go.
Pull that up to the box.
You bet you know. Bubble wrap.
You don't have to. You can choose not to try to achieve that goal.
2 minutes.
As they continue, you can see the SuperThinkers creeping closer and closer, filled with
I think the
ideas.
less materials you use,
I love that.
so he's like, do we Yeah, several of
There are
them.
several models in the background. Something light, because they can't roll.
You guys have such a good view. That was less successful than they might have hoped. They were distracted by this. Have you seen this most fiendish object in the world? Unpoppable bubble wrap? It's not poppable because it has little valves in it. This is a device of pure evil. Distracted by it. It's not their fault. Excellent work, guys. Well, that was hard. Now that's a challenge. Pop the unpoppable bubble wrap. All right, we have another. All right, folks, I'm going to try again. We have one more, and then we're going to be finished. We're going to move on to the next section. We're going to do it. I think it's worth doing one more. I need you guys to all come out of the way. All right, to me.
little bitty one? Oh, he's in there.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
He's a running back? Yeah.
All right, we keep miking everybody, but everybody's amazingly quiet. Put a mic on. The shadow force. means you may not touch the cardboard during that 2 minutes and 5 minutes to try to build the tower. They use the materials provided to build a freestanding tower. While constructing, no team member may climb any sort of object or may be lifted, carried, or boosted to a larger height than the construction of the tower. 2 feet on the ground at all times. At the end of the 5 minutes, the tower will be measured for score. 4 points for every foot the tower is high by the end of time, 80 points maximum. Are we ready? I actually said I was going to give you 2 minutes to prep, but you guys look really good at this. I'm just going to give you 5 minutes total.
Alright, you guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Separate, let's go. These two are firm. Alright. So we got basically oh yeah, go right there. So it's 3 feet. Wait, no, where's the piece? This is a square. Yep, that's good, that's good. Perfect. Okay. So say that again. Be careful to delicate with it. This is the same. Wait, get on my shoulders, please. Yeah,
That's how the rules was.
Wait, it's only 7 minutes. Go, Taylor!
4 minutes.
Another section.
Don't touch the tower, not me. We can make it full. It's good. Full in the middle. Good enough right there. Alright, we gotta be delicate. Careful. I'm going to edge. We're going to listen to this. Is going to be it. That's what we got. That's
All right, excellent. All right, so thanks to the Shadow Force. You want to say hi to your fans real quick before we go? Okay. So that's our last lesson in creativity from DI, which is sometimes it's difficult to know when to stop. They had 2.5 minutes left. They decided this is the maximum they could achieve. This was their best outcome. Sometimes it's good to be done. That's a really hard lesson to learn.
And also, one of your mates may throw something at it, and they were really lucky that that didn't get locked on. Right, guys? Don't throw the last marble. That's right.
So at this time, we're about ready to get to the next stage of what we're doing. I just want to give one small advertisement. TLU is going to start a DI team this year, so if anybody feels like this is something they'd like to do competitively, you can find me or email me. I'm in Langner Hall 210 and we can talk. So feel free. And Dr. Bishop.
Experience class are spreading out around the room. They're posing. Oh, no, they're going to noise here.